Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. Here with us, Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr. And the Washington Wizards tonight took on the Milwaukee Bucks. They fell to the Bucks 142 to 129. Balanced effort from the Bucks in terms of their starting five. Everyone was in double figures, and Giannis missed three whole shots on the night. He did what a Giannis does. But Cardell, I was saying to Ray, before we hit the button, it was almost refreshing that like there was effort to almost, almost all the way. Like, but go ahead, the floor is yours. You were in the building.
Yeah, it was a fun. It was actually a fun game, man. I can't. Look, we all know they've been getting killed for the last few days after that performance. Against the Knicks, the last game or whatnot. They actually showed effort, man. We knew it was a tall task. That's all you can ask for, man. We all know what the Bucks are. They're a championship caliber team. They got arguably the best player in the game on their team, one of the best point guards, and another all-star. You know what I'm saying? It's a tall order and a deep roster. You know what I mean? But they battled. They had their chances, but in the fourth quarter, you just see the difference in the talent level, not just that, but also the execution. And that's why they were able to pull away late, especially when Giannis and Dame, when they came back in, I think it was about 4 minutes left. Um, we all knew what time it was. Close the game out and get this over with. Chill, and we move on to the next city, and that's exactly what they did. Look, we could talk enough about Giannis, man. I hope everyone understands why he's one of my favorite players to watch. One of my favorite players in the league. And even if we weren't doing this for a living, I would pay to see him play. When I say dominant, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And like I said, man, Gad for most nights was fighting for his life. Tonight, he most definitely was fighting for his life between Giannis and Lopez. And then, look, man, him and Kuz had a tall order. Kuz ball, but Giannis was just flat out dominant, man. When you look, man, 42, 13, 8, and 20 or 23 from the field. The only negative you can say, I guess, is his free throw shooting. You know what I mean? But that's nitpicking. He did what he was supposed to do. He dominated, and we all knew it was coming. After the last game, Dame, he had a relatively, he had a cool night. He was all 5 for 14 or whatnot, but he hit the shots late and hit free throws, and he found other guys to give him the lead and also the win. But the two things that's sticking out with me about this loss, man, with the Wizards, man, and I know the point so the people want to look at their defense and all that, but their defense was lackluster in a different way this time. Normally, it's just that they're non-existent. They're not putting up any resistance. They were there. They were just fouling a lot, man, and the Bucks made them pay. The Bucks hit 21 to 28 free throws, and 4 of those misses came from Giannis. The Wizards only shot 9 of 11, and you lose by 13. I know the reserves came in late to kind of change that, but you kind of see where I'm getting at. Also, man, this one is definitely just blowing my mind. The Bucks out rebounded the Wizards 55 to 27 and dominated them in second chance points 27 to 9. Like you can't win nothing like that, man. You just can't. It's not going to happen, man. It just ain't happen. But the Wizards outscored them in the paint 84-64. And the reserves had 38-28 as far as they had the edge as far as points. That's it's the little things. It always goes back to the defense, man. You're not rebounding the ball, which is how you get off defense. And you can't defend without fouling. But at least you got to take baby steps. At least they were there. Normally they're not even in the vicinity. This could have been ugly. It could have been ugly. I'm just being honest, man. Look, we can only call it like we see it, man. It is what it is. What they showing us, man. At least they were there. Well, a lot of times they haven't been there this season, but at least they were there competing or whatnot. But look, man, bottom line, they just ran up against a more talented team. They had the chance to win it, to get a big win. That couldn't have changed the morale of the team, but late in the game, you saw the difference in both teams. While one team is eyeing the championship, the other one is trying to find themselves, and that's ultimately why the Wizards lost, but definitely gotta give a shout out to. I'm not gonna. It's not all doom and gloom in this game. Like I love what Kuzma brought. Like I said, he had his hands full. 22 and 13 assists. If that's not a career high, it's pretty close to it. He was moving the ball, and he was 10 to 15. He didn't take. He might have took one or two, typical hero shots that you might get from Kuz, but for the most part, he was under control. He played extremely, extremely disciplined, which goes to show you he's capable of doing that. So why not do that all the time? Jordan Poole, they was keying in on him with a much better effort. 30 points. I know he missed shots late, was trying to mess up his percentage, but for the most part, he was on his game. Still got to get better defensively, man. Still got to get better defense. You got to impact the game in other ways than just trying to score the ball. I thought Tyus Jones about 2.5 quarters. I give him through 3 quarters was killing. Yeah, he had 18 points, through 3, but then he was nowhere to be found in the fourth. Man, they really keyed in on him. You know what I mean? So, those guys really stepped up, man. I love what the rookie did. Koulibaly pressing Dame full court, hitting threes, timely threes to kind of keep them close. And ultimately, they had a slight lead, in the third quarter. And also Kingsbury, he had his moments as well. You know what I'm saying? 5 and 9 with 12 points. So there were some bright spots, man. They just got to keep improving defensively. They got to find a way. That's the only way they're going to win. Look, man, for 129 points, they usually around this. That should be more than enough to win games. It's the defensive end is the reason why they're 2-11 right now, and that's not going to change until everyone buys in. Everyone, it's. I know DeLon's out, but it's a damn shame that a rookie is your best defender, who's still trying to learn the ropes. This is his first time even playing against the Bucks and some of these guys, and he's literally their best defender. That speaks volumes.
Right.
Yeah, and just the effort level, like it's a world of difference from basically every other game this season, man. And that's that's all you can ask. Of course, it's disheartening to get out rebounded by damn near 30 rebounds. But like Cardell said, man, most times it's just like the other teams in a shoot around. At least there was some type of opposition tonight, and they were very handsy on defense, put them on the line almost 30 times. But again, man, like nobody, we know what it is. They weren't going to win this game. Nobody expected them to win, but they put up a much better fight than I anticipated. They only turned the ball over 4 times, so I mean, it's clear, like when they show this, like just do this every time. That's all we ask. That's all we ask, man. And they play like this against some of these other teams. Those are wins because they had a chance to win those games anyway, even with how bad they played. So, just I hope I hope going through film tomorrow, they're like, hey man, moving forward, this is the standard. And of course we're gonna build on this and do things better. We're going to attack the boards a little harder. We're going to be a little more disciplined defensively so we're not sending you to the free throw line, and things of that nature. This is one of those games that Kuz needs to see in his dreams. If he plays this way, it changes the whole dynamic of the team. But when he's taking those ill-advised shots and just doing anything, that's how we get into them situations where they go 7 minutes without scoring. So yeah, man, you can't show us this after you showed us the crap you've been showing us for the past few games, man. So because now you can't go back because there's physical evidence that you're capable. So at this point, it's up to them, like we've been saying, man. Hopefully they come in, they can rumble with a team of the Bucks caliber. Hopefully that a switch goes off where they're like, hey man, we're better than what we've been showing, and we're gonna have some pride and come out here and compete. And if that happens to be the case, then I'll be thrilled. But yeah, man, it's in their hands.
Yeah, just piggyback off what you guys said. This is kind of blueprint for those two that have the ability, Not that Cardone, right? You guys said near the beginning of the season, those who have the ability to keep Washington in the game they have no business being in, and the ability to shoot them out of any game they should be in. And this is that fine line in between for both of those guys. Like you said, I'm sure Jordan Poole would have loved to shoot better. I'm cool. Like if you're taking good shots and you're missing shots, it's a part of life. That's the biggest thing with those two. And I think that's the difference. Even with Kuz tonight, so under control. Like you just being under control, like it took a whole lot of the margin of error. It kind of gave some air to your margin of error instead of hero shot, trash possession, hero shot, 15-0 run by the other team. He said they only turned the ball over 4 times. Goes a long way. We're going to keep it a buck. It is what it is. On the glass, it shouldn't be this bad every night. Everybody don't got Giannis, Brook, and Bobby P walking out there. You know what I'm saying? But we know how you're constructed. It is what it is. We just ask that you don't get punched on the glass. If you're within 5, cool. But the offensive, specifically, the offensive rebound portion of it, that has to change. You can't afford to live like that's killing you. Cardo, you brought up points in the paint tonight. Huge for Washington. Some of that came off of some of the points they got off turnovers, but you almost gave it all that back. You almost negated all of that. Well, what happened on the offensive glass? Mark, you just we'll get another possession. We'll get another possession. Yeah, it's good defense. We'll get another possession. There's the foul. You guys said, yeah, they were there. Keep your hands to yourselves. But again, you showed us that you're capable of doing right. Why not try it going forward? Just try doing right on a continual basis. And I think everyone can live with the results if the process is correct. The process has not been correct. Been too many bad things that happen night to night. You're checking the wrong or literally unchecking boxes, not even the other team doing it for you. To kind of like you're hurting yourself. You're hurting your own chances to win. Farts, like, why help the opponent? And it happens far too much every night. Obviously tonight, like, bro, Milwaukee just made one of those big trades because they're trying to go get another chip. We know what this was. When you saw Boston earlier in the season, bro, they're on the opposite end of the spectrum. We know what it is. Come and compete. It is what it is. Nobody's mad. No one's saying you can't win. Anything can happen, but you got to put yourself in the best space to do it. And they haven't done that on a nightly basis. Far too often they haven't. Before we slide to player of the game, you guys have anything you want to add from this game? No. All right. It's on the screen. I'm no longer saying it out loud. So, I mean, his name's in the title. Cool. X Factor.
X Factor for me, I'm going to go with Chris Middleton. I think this is his best game of the season. He really controlled the game early, especially with Dame, not really being himself early on for most of the first half. He looked like all-star Chris Middleton, 18, 7 to 6, 6 to 12 from the field, 6 to 7 from the free throw line. It wasn't really much he did wrong, man. And it was in cruise control, and he was just really taking what they were giving him. You know what I mean? So if he plays like that, with obviously what Giannis going to do, and then Dame going to hit big shots, but Malik Beasley was balling. That starting lineup can keep this balanced attack. It's gonna be tough, even though they got their own issues defensively. Lord knows.
That is not the pass Bucks on that end of the floor, boy. But Ray.
Hell no.
No, I agree with Middleton. I was just going to say this is the most comfortable I've seen him look the entire season. But I mean, it's kind of been established that the Wizards are a get right game. So, but yeah, he definitely he played very well tonight.
Yeah, I would. Cardo, you talked about early in the first half for Middleton. I think it was for me. Was it late in the third, maybe early fourth? I think Giannis and Dame were both out, and he was doing what that third option should be doing on a good team. He's on the floor with 4 other folks handling business, running the offense is going through him at times. You talked about 7 assists, 6 assists tonight? No, it was 7. He was doing exactly what he needed to do. You're able to spell both of the other guys, and as you mentioned, you're able to hold a nice, comfortable lead. The world, everything didn't go to just because the other two sat down. The other two got to come back in with 4 minutes left to put the finishing touches on. And it's a great thing for Milwaukee that he gets back to being who he is. Like I think sometimes people forget he plays a big role here. And that was before going to get Dame. Get to some of these. Go ahead.
They not real quick, like they need them to, because they don't have the same margin for error defensively. You know, and I'm not comparing them. I'm not talking about the Wizards now. I'm talking about the other championship, the Celtics, the Sixers, you know, Cavs, you know, the other teams in the East that they're gonna have to battle. And obviously, if they get to the finals, you know, possibly seeing the Nuggets and one of those teams or something like that. Minnesota's balling. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they gonna need them to be on point offensively because they're gonna give up points. So if they off, and they're not gonna go as far as they want to go.
All right, on to some of these comments. Have we stated before we need a big from Area 11T?
Did we need to? I think that was pretty much obvious from John.
But no BS, the Bucks defense kind of trash. Talking to what you guys were alluding to.
Yeah.
You know,
Drew Holiday effect, man. Y'all don't understand, but look, it's wild. When you got good defenders, you don't. It's like for most, they don't see the impact unless it's like a block or still. You really don't see it unless you really know the game. You see what I'm saying? But when it's not there, oh my God, it's bad. It's like, yo, what are y'all doing in practice, though? What's going on? It's glaring, man. It's glaring, dog. So that's why the Wizards were able to stay in the game, honestly, because they couldn't stop them either.
At all.
Just that the Bucks had far more superior firepower, though. They came with nukes. You know what I'm saying? And the Wizards had M16s and AKs, but they got a couple nukes, so that's all it was.
Nobody stopped anybody for 4 quarters. It was back and forth affair. Big J 52. I saw effort in trying tonight. Hopefully, building block against the Hall of Famer and championship level team.
That's a damn shame. We congratulate the NBA team for giving us effort
for trying.
That's where we at. But hey, this is a much more skilled and more talented era than we've ever seen in NBA history, man. So I guess that's optional.
Hey man, I implore anybody who's into that era thing. Tom Brady had time. It was a clip I saw earlier today. Don't talk to Tom Brady about errors. Oh man, get off my lawn. Tom went in. But I'll share that with folks. Tom, yeah. Oh man, he had it. Oh man. Tom is upset. I've never seen Tom show that much emotion in his playing career. He was upset. He can't take what he watches every week. Blizzy Baby says Wizards put in effort, and Jordan Poole finally showed up.
Oh, see, no, that's how bad it is, man. We got to applaud effort for millionaire basketball players, dog. Lord Jesus, this is where we at. Man.
PXPX Poole holds the ball for too long, does not pass the ball to other players. That's the problem. The player scores points and thinks that he will take over the game by himself.
Look, man, Poole got a lot of work to do on his all-around game, man. And what he had? He had 1 assist.
1 rebound, 1 assist to go to 30.
Come on, dog. And y'all getting killed on the boards. And they're targeting you on defense. My man, you got to do more to score. That's what I'm saying. See, especially these days, you put up 30 and people give you a pass on all that. But for real basketball people, that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? You got to impact the game more in different ways if y'all going to change the slide. Y'all 2-11, bro. Y'all 1-5 at home. Like it's bad, man. Y'all, it's looking like a historic bad team. You don't want to be on that side of history and then be up here in the offseason talking about, man, I'm this and that. Anybody trying to hear that? You know what I'm saying? And it's something that's correctable. Like if it was just truly a lack of talent, like really that bad, we would just all accept that, man. Like they got a lot of work to do. Like even now, we know they don't match up talent-wise against the Bucks, man. But they game in, game out, they still leaving room for growth, man, because they just don't do the basic things. This is stuff I know they've been taught since they were little kids when they first started playing basketball. Why should Ansel have to tell you to play defense or go rebound more? Matter of fact, what that quote, Ray, I wish Wilson would have had that quote Kawhi said earlier. He was talking about the coaching. He's like, man, it ain't about the coaches. He said, eventually, it has to sink in for the players. And if it does sink in, it's gonna be a good season. If not, it was something like we just gonna be bad. So, at some point, it gotta be. It's about us. It can't always be about the coaches. They can drill and speak all they want. Eventually, we have to apply it to the court, and you don't see that from Boo. Fine, he rebounded offensively, but that's not enough. And you know that with a young, team that's still developing, y'all don't have the most of talent. You got to do more. Like I like how Kuz played today. I truly do. You know what I'm saying? He could have took a lot of those shots he got his assist off of were shots he normally would have forced up. So he came with a maturity to try to right the ship and win the game. So that tells me his head is in the right place as far as trying to correct things. You know what I'm saying? And I saw him competing against Giannis. Like defensively, he was trying. Now that's Giannis. That's a bad mofo. Like look. I understand the numbers though, but imagine if he didn't try. You know what I'm saying? That thing would have been like 60, 15, and 15. We'd have been like, I'd have just packed my stuff on the left. Like, what we doing here, man? So, yeah, man, you got to do more. It just is what it is.
Blizzy Babies talk about Tyus Jones floater. He does. It is automatic.
He should have kept going to it in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Area 11T said, I don't know if the Bucks are contenders this year.
They are, because there's only a handful of teams in the East that can really even talk about that. But yeah, you're right. It's not a given. I felt like that Drew Holiday, man, because Drew can score. It's not like he gonna give you 0 points and play lockdown defense. He still can get you 18 to 20 points. But with shut down whoever else he's guarding, that matters. You don't have that across the league. It's not many. It's not a lot of those dudes. It's not many like him, man. And I mean guard 1 through 5 and put in work, but still get you 20, still get you like 8 assists and 5 rebounds, man. Like you just and don't need a lot of shots to do it, man. You just gonna find a caliber of player like that, man. So he's a special breed, and I like Dame and all that, but if Dame not getting buckets, I don't know, though. I mean, look, his assists and stuff were up tonight, but look who he's playing with.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. I think everybody know how everybody here felt about the trade when it happened. It is on wax. I don't think anybody's changed their feelings on it. I know once the guy who used to play in Milwaukee landed in Boston, they officially weaponized their backcourt. So you do with that what you will with that information. We just need to leave Kuz and defense in separate sentences. Nah, man, everybody here need to try. All hands on deck. I need effort. Like,
man.
I just need effort.
142? Come on, man. Like, that's horrible, dog. And it is frequent. It's not like every blue moon is all right. Boston and the Bucks got them. All right, we get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like Memphis getting it. It's like every Pacers getting it. It's like, God damn, dog. Like,
when the last time they held a team under 70 in the first half?
I'm gonna randomly say Memphis just because they're the one team I think of that can just not put up 70 in the first half. Could be wrong, but I don't know, man. But we'll see you guys again on Wednesday. And again, all we're asking for is this level of effort from here on out, because we saw it.
Yeah. Hey, you know who needs overtime? The scoreboard. There's a statistician that's punching in the numbers on the scoreboard. He been putting in work. He or she, they've been putting in work all season, bro.
Triple digits on both halves. Triple digits on both sides is wild every night. And that's the other thing, right? You're averaging well into the 100s every night. You just slow them down a little bit. You're in a good place. We didn't say stop, erase, cancel. Just slow them down a bit.
And rebound, dog, so you can get off of defense. Yep. Help yourself. Just like I'm trying to help yourself, man. Like it's bad, man. And Koulibaly, yeah, they got one with him. They got one with him, man. He need more minutes. Man.
And quietly, I know not you guys, but I'll just say, like, hopefully for the fans, they've been paying attention. Yeah, he's coming off the bench. His minutes have been going up.
Oh, he about to run the spot.
It's getting closer and closer.
Really?
Yeah.
Real out of reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all go sit down, dog. Y'all had y'all. Let's
I
develop
just-
the youngest. That's
I
all
just
I'm
want to
about
make
to
sure
go.
people are aware because, bro, hold
Develop
on.
the youngest.
Let me check my notes. It's 25 minutes tonight. It's consistent. They went from like 12, 15, 16, 24. We consistently at 25 the past couple games.
Yeah.
And we producing.
Hey, that dude that got the new extension, is that gap closing and closing slowly, but he better start hooping. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, yeah. 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 Hey, man, as we said earlier, the only one that might be safe is the one that the regime took. I don't think people get that. The only one they're actually tied to is the one that's trying to rough a spot right now. That's it.
Yeah, you right.
Just not. I'm not trying to be funny. Just I've been a fan of other teams that have been lower than this and and dug themselves out. Right?
Yeah, I can see a Bernie Mac. I can see a Bernie Mac situation. I know him, but I don't know him. That's how it is, man.
That's all I'm saying. Like
I know him, but I don't know him like that.
Like all they're committed to is giving whatever this is, take their guy out of it, a try. After that, I mean, hey man, you did look, they gave you an opportunity to do what you did with that information. And however, whatever the sample size is, we just don't know what the sample size is.
Yep.
We'll see, man. But shout out to the youngster. Been making the most of his minutes, man, for sure. Well, we'll see you guys on Wednesday and see if they get try to even out the left side of that record closer to the right side. Y'all have a good night.